All right, the NFL draft has come and gone, but the moves and different things just continue to happen. So in this video, we're going to take a look at undrafted free agents and some of the tryout players that have come in. And then plus we're going to look at, for anybody that's concerned about some of the things that we didn't do in the draft, remind you of current players that we have that can fill in to maybe where we're concerned, defensive tackle, or excuse me, defensive end being one of those positions. So we'll get to that in just a second. But here's, again, you don't want to make too big a deal out of the undrafted free agents, but you also want to make sure that we're not missing anything when you look at this, because it's like, oh man, wouldn't that guy be able to be a good depth piece? Because remember, you keep 53 guys. That's not a lot of guys, but there's some key positions that would be really nice. So we highlighted Brian Hudson from Louisville, who's a really good center guard. James Turner out of Michigan. Hello. Like, he was really good for Michigan last year. I love the kicker. I mean, right? Because we all know the kicker situation. It's like, look, I don't know. Do we have a good kicker or not? We don't use him, but he's good. But we don't have confidence in him, or like, are we just aggressive? Like, right? The whole kicker thing is just kind of, we're still trying to figure that out. So I like bringing in some competition there. Steel Chambers, linebacker. I don't think he's very good, but he's got a big name from Ohio State. We've seen him. Just kind of like, all right, interesting. The best available wide receiver out there, Isaiah Williams, we get him. And the other one I wanted to highlight in this video was Josh Landry out of Missouri. So he has been coming in for a tryout. So rookie mini camp's going to start up here pretty soon. This is an opportunity for the rookies to get acclimated. So you've got the rookies that we drafted, undrafted free agents, and then you call in a few guys for tryouts. So you got a couple local guys in Grand Valley and Hillsdale. But Josh Landry is a defensive tackle on a loaded Missouri team. So Missouri kind of was on defense, especially on the defensive line, was kind of like Michigan, where they just had a ton of guys. So we didn't play a whole lot. He was in a 4-man rotation on the defensive tackle spot, but he declares for the draft, doesn't get drafted, and he has an opportunity for a tryout. So again, but he's a beast. So it's like, I'm not trying to say this guy's great, but let's take a look at it. Josh Landry, 6'3", 287. This guy's a quick defensive lineman, but has enough like size to him that he can be in there. He'd made 25 appearances over 2 seasons at Missouri, 45 tackles, 5 for loss. He was a regular part in Missouri's 4-man rotation at tackle. Now, the reason I bring this up is because defensive tackle is an area where it's like, man, what do we have? Right? There was, for the last couple years, you had Bugs. It's like, he's okay, he's good. I don't know, right? You just, we know we got a Leem, and then outside of that, on Wuzurike, he's not really doing anything. Like, where are our defensive tackles? Can somebody please do something? Now we go out and get DJ Reader. So we've got starting defensive tackles now that we could only have dreamt of. Love it. But behind those guys, man, we're not expecting you to be all-stars, but we are looking for some depth at the defensive tackle spot. Gonna keep an eye on this guy. Now you look at the draft and some of the things that we didn't do. I like this article by Pride of Detroit. It says 6 Detroit Lions players that benefited from the 2024 NFL draft. Basically meaning, you didn't draft a guy in my position, I'm going to be all right. Basically winners from the draft. We're going to be there. James Houston. We'll get to you in just a second, James. Antoine Green. I thought this was a perfect start. The Lions did not add a wide receiver, and they did get the undrafted free agent in Isaiah Williams that we talked about, but they didn't draft a wide receiver. And this is an area where we've thought Brad Holmes really wants to be strong at wide receiver, but there's a hole there, right? Josh Reynolds was a very steady, good wide receiver, and we kind of let him walk away. And so it's like, okay, so is it Donovan Peoples-Jones? Is it Antoine Green? Somebody please stand up. We need you. So Antoine Green might be the guy. I've honestly forgot about him. I've been thinking about Donovan Peoples-Jones, but Antoine Green come on, man. 7th round pick last year. That'd be so nice if he came out of nowhere. Josh Pascal. The Lions did sign Marcus Davenport, but there was still an opportunity to upgrade the pass rush in the draft. So Pascal and Kaminsky were among a bunch of players that rotated across from Aiden Hutchinson and just like, come on. John Kaminsky, too. I mean, he just fell off last year. So this is good for Pascal. This is also good for John Kaminsky, all these defensive line, but really James Houston and Mateo Betts, guys that it's like, we need you. We need you to rush the passer. James Houston, full year healthy. I mean, he was out last year, season ending injury. And we never saw him after those couple of games. Need you. Because, yeah, we had Julian Aquara, the Aquara brothers. So we didn't get a pass rusher. Need those two. And the last one that I like, Brandon Joseph. So safety, I thought we addressed safety with the Vacky pick, but then it's like, oh, he's actually a utility running back. Oh, I didn't know that. So we need some safety depth for the first time in a while because we had CJ Gardner-Johnson, Tracy Walker. We had all these guys there for a minute. Actually, so our starters are really good. Even Brian Branch can slide back there, but Vacky's not really a safety. So Brandon Joseph, all right, man, let's go. Let's go. And then Michael Badgley talked about it. My thoughts on Michael Badgley, he's good. He's a good kicker. We traded for him, released him, signed him back, all this stuff. It's like Badgley is a good kicker. He's not like Justin Tucker. He's not this just like all-star kicker, but I think he's just plenty capable. And so I don't know what's going on at practice, what the thing is where it's like we don't use him. We've released him. We're trading. We're always jostling with the kicker position. Is he not good or what? Because he seems to be kind of consistently good enough for us. Like I don't understand that. And so I would like to just see him be our kicker. Let's go. Let's use him. Anytime we're inside 45 yards, kick a field goal. Like, I don't get it. So I mean, I do get Dan Campbell's aggressiveness and the whole thing there. I know that. And I think it doesn't matter who our kicker would be. He would be aggressive. But I'm happy we didn't draft a kicker. We don't need to draft one. We have a kicker. Let's use him. All good with it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on that. I love that we've brought in another big time defensive tackle and let's make it happen. Right? Like, let's go. Come on. Get some depth in there. And let me know your thoughts in the comments and we'll see all of you on the next one.